Hey everyone, welcome back to another Mattel Jurassic World review. Today we're taking a look at the Hammond Collection Velociraptor Delta and Claire Daring. These two are the newest addition to the ever-growing Hammond Collection. They retail for $14.99 each. I'll leave a link down below to Target's website if you'd like to pick these figures up for yourself. And let's just check the packaging out quick on each figure. First up is Delta. We have a nice rendering of Delta on the front of the packaging. And there are definitely some more improvements on this already improved Raptor mold. And we'll go over that a little bit later on in the review. Nice product shot of Delta, how she appeared in Jurassic World on the side of the box. And on the back of the box, we have more renderings of the Delta figure. I kind of missed a little blurps that were in the back of the Hammond Collection packaging. Seems to be absent from this release. Next up is Claire with a very, very unflattering rendering on the front of the box. Man, they did my girl Bryce dirty with this release, and yeah, really, not much can be said about the head sculpt. We're going to get into that a little bit later. Same nightmare-inducing render on the side of the box. And we get more unflattering renderings on the back of the box, as well as pictures of all the new Hammond Collection releases, including the Raptor, Velociraptor, and Giganotosaurus. And we do actually get a little blurb on the back of this box. Very weird that we didn't get it with Delta. Claire Daring. When Claire Daring learns about the imminent eruption of a volcano on Isla Nublar, she travels back to save as many dinosaurs as possible. After some close calls on the island and later at the Lockwood estate, her determination and drive never waver. So that is it for the packaging. Let's crack both these figures open and take a closer look. And here are both figures out of the packaging. I have to say, I absolutely love Delta. Loving this new Raptor mold with the much more proportionate feet and bulkier body. Plus, there's been a couple other improvements on Delta's head sculpt. We'll get to that a little bit later. Claire, oh man, that head sculpt is really, really rough looking. Does not look like Bryce at all. They did her dirty. She comes with a few accessories, which we'll get to a little bit later. But all around, just really not a good looking figure. And let's just do some quick measurements. Claire is your standard 3 3/4 inch figure, or 9.5 centimeters, which means it's 1/18 scale. Delta is about 8.5 inches long from the tip of the snail to the tip of the snout, or 21.6 centimeters, about 3.5 inches tall to the top of the head, or 8.9 centimeters. So Delta in the Jurassic World movie is around 13 feet long, or 3.9 meters. So I'll put her in the 1/18 scale range. And let's just take a quick look at Claire. Like I've said a few times, head sculpt is absolutely atrocious. He was just zooming in on that. Really, really not flattering at all. It looks okay from the side, but man, from the front, that is just really not the best head sculpt. The rest of the body looks good. We got her nice green jacket. She has her tank top on underneath. We got a belt buckle with a little bit of gold highlights on it, and we have her brown pants and nicely detailed boots. We've gotten the Dominion one. Sorry, this is the Fallen Kingdom version of Claire. We've gotten that one a couple of times, and we really, really want a Jurassic World version of her in a white outfit. Hopefully that figure comes out soon, because that has been super, super highly requested among the fans. And here she is with her Fallen Kingdom, mainline figure. The head sculpt still isn't that good, but I think it just looks maybe a little bit better on the mainline figure. It's just, they really got to fix this when they get to her Jurassic World version, because this is just not sitting well with me. For articulation, her head can move side to side. Arms can swing out 90 degrees, rotate 360 degrees. You get elbow can swing out straight and swing just under 90 degrees. You do get wrist articulation, rotation, and a hinge joint. For the waist, you do get some side to side movements, hampered a little bit by the coat, but that can come off. We'll get to that a little bit later. She can do the full splits. You do have thigh rotation. You do have a nice double jointed knee. You get excellent bend in that knee joint. Absolutely love that knee joint on these 3 3/4 inch figures. And the feet can move up, down, and rotate 360 degrees. So yes, the articulation is very, very good on these figures. And she does come with a backpack accessory. It's nicely sculpted, lots of pockets and zippers. You have a little bit of gold for the buckles right here, and you can see the straps are nicely sculpted, and they're made of soft, flexible rubber, so you can easily get this over her arms. And you can pop her arms off and remove her jacket, and she comes with a set of alternate sleeved arms for her look later on in Fallen Kingdom. And now let's take a look at the star of these two releases, Delta. This new Raptor mold absolutely slaps this. The proportionate feet go such a long way compared to the clown shoes from the earlier Hammond collection Raptors. It does feature the glass eye. I'm very up in the air about the glass eye. Sometimes they look good, but for the most part, especially with the lighting, whatever lighting I use, it's really tough to see those eyes illuminated, but it is, cast in, yellow with that black pupil. Now, the coolest improvement on this figure are those top teeth on the upper jaw. Those are inserts. We have yet to see this on a Hammond collection figure. This small, kind of weird blue didn't come with these improvements since they were so closely released, but that's just Mattel for you, just doing small improvements at a time instead of making sure everything is right the first time around. But yeah, those new inserts for those upper teeth look great, and even the bottom teeth are nice and proportionate and nicely painted. And we'll pull blue out for a second just to show the difference between these two figures. So yeah, really, really loving the improvements on the Delta head sculpt. I'm assuming the rest of the Raptors will have these improvements whenever they get released, and the rest of Delta is just done in teal with black stripes. That's all they really need to do to get Delta right. She's a teal Raptor with black stripes. You get some nice white for the underside of the throat and along the belly. I do have some sloppy paint along the side of the upper jaws. That's kind of expected. Mattel's quality control's kind of been up and down. Going down to the front arms, these are totally new and sculpted on blue. They were more just hanging down. These look a lot better. Really like the look of these new Raptor hands, and going down to those lovely proportionate feet. A nice glossy black paint for the sickle claw and the toes, and then going down to the tail, you get some more of those black stripings with all that nice teal. So yeah, all around Delta is an awesome looking release. For articulation, mouth can close almost completely flush. There's a little bit of resistance in there, and it can open up about that far. Head can look up and can look down, and on that neck joint you can get a little bit further downward movement, and the head can look up about that far. And from the front, you do get some nice side to side movement on both those joints. Arms can swing out on a hinge, and they can move forwards and backwards, and you do get a nice bend at that elbow joint as well as some rotation on that joint. Hind legs can move backwards and forwards. There's a little clicky ratchet in here to lock that leg into different positions for more secure standing. Knee joint, you get a decent bend at the knee, and it can extend out about that far. And then on the ankle joint and those beautifully proportionate feet, you do have a hinge joint with some side to side movement, and the joint can move up about that far. Now for the tail, I don't know what's up with mine. You have the joint on the side for that up and down side to side movement. Normally these rubber tails have a bendy wire in them. There is no wire in mine. I don't know if this is with all the figures or it's just my copy. So let me know in the comments if you have Delta. Does yours have a rubber wire tail, or is this like a complete oversight from Mattel? Because that is really, really weird that there's no bendy wire in this tail, since every other rubber tail has had the wire in it. Very, very weird things going on with this figure. All right, moving on with comparisons. Here it is with Hammond Collection Blue. And one thing I want to point out, Owen released with blue like he should have, and Owen actually came with the camera rig for blue. Technically this clear shouldn't, because it's, the Fallen Kingdom clear. But, if that's an exception to be included with a human to get these things, in the release along Delta, she should have came with this, or at least Delta should have had it. So very odd that Blue right now is the only one that has this camera. They did something similar with the Amber Collection Raptors. I forgot which one of the Raptor squad didn't come with the camera. I thought that was completely ridiculous, and they're making the same mistakes all over again. Shame on you, Mattel. Next up, here it is with its wave mate, the Pyroraptor, another awesome Hammond Collection figure. I like how the Pyroraptor is a little bit smaller than Delta, as it should be, because the Pyroraptor was a smaller animal in the Jurassic World franchise. And next up, here it is with the Camp Cretaceous Savage Strike Delta, and I actually like the color scheme on this, mainline figure better than the Hammond Collection. Just the teal is a lot darker, and I like how the striping came out better on this one. So this is one of the rare cases a mainline figure is actually painted better than the Hammond Collection one. I do really like the Hammond Collection one, but I just feel like that teal is just is like a little bit too bright. It's almost like a little bit too green. Very similar to Charlie. So yeah, mainline color definitely has the edge on this Hammond Collection release. Next up, we have the Fallen Kingdom Hammond Collection Carnotaurus, another exceptional figure from this line. I just absolutely love Hammond Collection. I wish it would just divert more funds into this. I just want almost every dinosaur that Mattel has ever made in Hammond Collection form. And lastly, here it is with two of the newer Hammond Collection releases, the amazing-looking Giganotosaurus and Therizinosaurus. You know, the Hammond Collection is a Jurassic collector's dream come true, and they've really been knocking it out of the park with most of their releases, especially the larger figures. Larger figures have been absolutely top-notch. It's going to be so hard to top that Giganotosaurus. Hopefully, we get Indominus and Spinosaurus sometime soon, because those have been highly requested. And with all the new improvements to the line, those figures are going to be exceptional. So final thoughts on Delta and Claire. Delta is a fantastic figure. The improved teeth in the upper jaw look absolutely great. No idea why Blue did not have those improvements since both these figures were released so close together. They were definitely in development around the same time. I guess it's just a way of Mattel always selling us a slightly improved figure down the line. The lack of a wire in the tail is baffling me. I still don't know at the time of this review if it's just my copy or if this is standard across the board. Let me know in the comments if your Delta has a wire tail. Claire, as an action figure, she's good. Head sculpt, not good at all. They did Bryce really, really dirty. And, you know, just the lack of the camera gear with Delta is another big miss from Mattel. It should have came with Claire. Even doesn't make sense to come with that particular Claire. At least include the accessories that come along with the other dinosaur in these waves. Just makes no sense. So all around, you know, a decent set. You know, Delta is definitely the star of this. You know, if you have the old what's called Fallen Kingdom mainline Claire figure, it's really not worth it to upgrade, in my opinion, with this newer Hammond Collection one, other than the coatless look that you can achieve with this figure. So like I said, begin the review. Links are down below in the description to order these figures from Target. So that will do it for the review. I got a bunch of Jurassic World stuff in this week, and I'm kind of busy, so it's hard to get these reviews out. I'm halfway through the review for the 93 Classic T-Rex, and I got to work on the review for the Power Raptor, so those should be up sometime this week. And as always, if you're enjoying the content on this channel, show your support by hitting that subscription button just below the video. Each subscription helps out the channel tremendously, and it's greatly appreciated. And I'll see you guys for the next one.